Thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. So about 3 years ago, I started working from home, and it was a big adjustment. It was actually before the pandemic started. I really liked it at first because it was relaxing, it gave me flexibility, but then when it went on for quite a while, it started getting old. And so I had to find ways to keep life interesting, to keep it structured, to keep myself motivated and continuing to do the things that I want to be doing. And sometimes it's also just about switching it up. Like even if one thing works for you now, maybe in a few months it'll get old. So I do think it's about flexibility and adjusting to what keeps you motivated in the moment. But I've found that these 10 things really keep me focused. They help me stay motivated when I don't have coworkers next to me. And ultimately, they just keep me on track. My first work from home hack is to have a virtual or personal commute time. Having some kind of routine built into the morning can help you kind of rev up for work. Just some time for me that also helps me be excited in the morning when I wake up, something to look forward to. So for me, it looks like spending a little bit of time with Ginger in the morning, making myself a cup of coffee, doing a little bit of kitchen cleaning while I either kind of put YouTube on in the background or a podcast or something. Having just a little bit of time that helps me accomplish something, clean something up, or is enjoyable in some way, like just spending a little bit of time with my dog. It helps me feel accomplished and good already as I go into my work, and then I'm able to focus better. It also creates some kind of mental separation from being at home and being at work. And even though I'm not leaving the house for this commute time, it helps me kind of separate those two lives a little bit more so that when it's time to work, I really feel like, okay, I'm intentionally sitting down. It's time to get started and to focus for the day. A second thing I do is to create structure to my day. And sometimes it's helpful to embed meetings with other people if they're via Zoom or other structured signposts that you have to get to at certain points in the day so that inevitably you're forced into that structure, like setting yourself due dates for certain tasks and telling your coworkers about them, or setting timers for yourself, or actually, budgeting out part of the day for this task and another part of the day for that task. Having some structure there really helps me focus and stay on track. A third tip is to have a devoted workspace if possible, but also to switch it up. So for me, I have a desk in the back room that's really devoted to work time. But then also, if I'm just getting tired of sitting at the desk, I'll switch to going to the dining room table, or even sometimes like on Friday afternoons, I'll say, today I'm just going to work from the couch because that's comfy. So I think a combination of having a space that really is focused on work time can help you keep focused when you are at the workspace. But then at the same time, you want to keep it interesting, you want to keep it fresh, so I switch it up sometimes. I do think there's something to mental association with spaces and environments. There's something to the idea that like if this space is associated with focused, serene, hard work, then it's more likely to be that kind of like focused, good vibes space. And so if you can create a precedent in your mind to when I sit down, it's really going to be a focused work time, that helps me stay focused and oriented to what I need to be doing. Because I think honestly, part of the difficulty in working from home is staying focused, is making sure that you're doing what you need to do. And so I think that association and really creating a space for that helps with that. A fourth great thing I did for myself was to purchase a monitor and a keyboard. If you're still working from a laptop, I get it. Sometimes we have a budget and we can't afford an extra set of tech stuff. But I even got my monitor secondhand, so it was far less expensive, but it has totally affected my work life because I have a bigger screen, I can see things better, and again, it's that element of like, this is my workspace, I'm looking up, I'm focused. It's like more experiential because it's like up high, in my face, bigger. And I think that just makes a difference for me. I think I'm able to focus better and it's an overall aesthetically better experience. Sometimes working with my laptop mouse or the keyboard that doesn't work as well, it just makes everything a little bit less efficient. And so having my keyboard, my mouse, and monitor, it just helps the whole experience of working to be a little bit more seamless and efficient. And it makes it more enjoyable and fun too. A fifth tip is to get out of the house when you're not working. Sometimes if I don't get out of the house for like days on end, I just feel like something's off. I can't even describe it, but I just get stir crazy and I'm not as focused as I could be and my mood goes down. But if I find ways to remember to get out of the house, go for walks, experience something a little bit different, I end up having a better mood and my space at home feels better to me. Another tip that's consistent with the last one is to get a hobby. If you don't have a hobby or something you enjoy doing outside of work and you work from home, then the work just starts to infiltrate your life in this weird way and it's all you can think about and you just kind of get worn out more easily and burnt out. And so to me, I think learning a new skill or developing a new interest or hobby or something to do outside of work can just re-energize you and refocus you when you are working. You don't want work to totally take over your life. And I don't mean this to be a stressful thing, in order to be a well-rounded person, I need to also have a hobby that's super impressive or something. That's not what I'm saying. It can even be as simple as spending time with family and friends. But I also will say there's another easy way to develop a new skill or kind of get into something new, and that's through the sponsor of this video, Skillshare. To me, Skillshare is about prioritizing your self-care and wellness by using the platform to invest in yourself, unwind, and relax. At the same time, you can also use Skillshare to develop new skills that you haven't tried before or to be able to hone skills that you want to improve. They have all kinds of classes, art, design, photography, as well as business stuff like entrepreneurship and running a business. So no matter who you are, there's going to be something on there that interests you. Recently, I was reviewing that same class I think I mentioned in the past, The Ultimate Self-Care Playbook by Jonathan Van Ness, and I absolutely loved it. It's about just taking time for yourself, and I think it's such a good reminder, especially if you are somebody that works from home, to remember to take care of yourself, to remember that having an interest, having a hobby, or just plain relaxing is also important. You're going to be more productive if you create space in your life for that. At least I think so. And I have a great opportunity and offer for you today. The first 1,000 people to click the link in the description box below will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So if you're interested, it's a free, easy way to try it out. A 7th strategy for working from home is to minimize and clear out your workspace. So if you have that designated workspace, just make sure it's not super cluttered. For me, I even got a table instead of a desk, so I don't have a bunch of drawers that are just chock full of papers and stuff. I want to keep the space kind of relaxing and serene, and having less stuff around helps me do that. Not that it's always perfectly clean, let's be real. Sometimes, because I love to have beverages around, I'll have several beverages around me at once, and I will have papers around as the day, goes by. But I do try to, where I can, regularly kind of clear it off, clean it up, maybe at the end of the day or also to start the day. So I just have a good environment that doesn't have a bunch of distractions. An 8th tip, I just want to throw this one in there, is to take breaks. If you forget to take breaks, you will burn out. It's just not feasible to keep working from home all the time if you don't take breaks. And for me, it can be as simple as stretching in my chair, but I also think it's good to step away from my desk or my workspace for just a little bit of time so that I can refocus when I return to it. That way also, I keep that workspace as a very focused place. A 9th tip is to create boundaries and regularly reinforce them. I think that's the hard thing about working from home, is that if you have other people that live in your home with you, or you just have easy access to other stuff around you, it's easy to get distracted. And so I think it's important to communicate with the people around you when you are working, when you need to focus, and to even regularly remind them of that so that they're not distracting you or pulling you away from work when you just need to be working. I think it's important to remember that sometimes self-care is about setting healthy boundaries. A 10th tip is to use music to motivate you. Sometimes if I'm feeling sluggish, I'll play some really energizing, fun music, or other times if I'm feeling distractible, I'll use kind of just drone sounds or ambient music or atmospheric music to just help me keep focused. To me, music really affects my mood and how I'm thinking, and so I want to use that to my advantage. And especially since I work from home, I'm not bothering anyone by playing music, so I really enjoy figuring out how I can use music strategically to keep me working and to keep me enjoying the work that I do. So those are my 10 strategies for working from home. I'd love to hear any other tips any of you have if you work from home. And if you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you would give it a thumbs up. Doing that really supports the channel. And if you want more videos on simple living, psychology, building an empowering mindset, then please hit the subscribe button below. I have a lot of bingeable content on my channel, and I also have my Instagram and Patreon linked below if you're interested. One thing about my Patreon is that I put full-on other videos on there that you instantly gain access to if you join that smaller, tight-knit community. I'm trying to put more videos on there that are about kind of self-care and about living in a way that's fulfilling and meaningful to you. So if that interests you, I'd love it if you would join me there. Thanks so much for spending this little bit of time with me, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.